star 515 hash to subscribe. The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, doctor-patient ratio uneven, opposition queries 600 million Kina household assistance, and JT9s to host invitational teams. Police officers attached to Gero Police Station uprooted 7 marijuana plants in a schoolyard at Tete Settlement yesterday afternoon. According to the police, the marijuana was planted at the far end of an elementary classroom. It was being grown among other garden crops. Police also arrested 2 suspects believed to be owners of this garden. Assistant Commissioner of Police and NCD Central Commander Anthony Wagambi Jr. said the suspects will be fully interrogated and charged accordingly. He called on city residents who are growing and selling marijuana to stop doing so, emphasizing that the new drug law comes with a heavier punishment. Wagambi added that a Waigani District Court magistrate recently convicted 5 drug suspects. 4 were ordered to pay 100,000 kina, while the 5th was told to pay 50,000 kina. Failure to pay the fine, they will serve time in prison. The next area to be cleared by the Evangelical Lutheran Church is portion 329 at Ampo in Ley. This follows the current eviction process at Malahang. ELC PNG General Secretary Bernard Kaiso mentioned that a number of areas in Morebef province will be cleared out for development. Illegal settlers are being advised to start pulling down their structures.
We don't want to go through all these troubles of going through the courts. So we already issued, we've got a notice from the lawyers to be given to the settlers at Bumayang for them to vacate voluntarily, so that we don't need to go and forcefully do it. Yes. That's within the, and then on the outside, like Finchafen, there's like Maneba and all other, they're also there at Finchafen. And over at Warpar, up in Najab, Kamazun, there's a church, then also at Kamazun. So it's a decision by the synod, by the representative synod. So the people don't have long expressing anger, mibla, or the officers. If they have anything they want to talk about or raise, then bring it to the same synod through their representatives.
The betel nut market at Gero Stage 2 in Port Moresby was shut down by police this morning after Monday's fight. Police received a report this morning that an innocent man from Chimbu was attacked by the same group of men who harassed and destroyed market structures on Monday. The Chimbu man was now nursing wounds in hospital. After stopping Monday's fight, police from the Public Safety Section and Sector Patrol 200 ordered the market closed, but this did not happen. Police and community leaders in Gerehu agreed to close the Betelnut market until those involved are brought in. All suspects involved are known to police. According to police, the initial fight was between two Betelnut sellers, one from Enga and the other from Hela. The Hela man owed the Engan man some money, who the two bumped into each other at the market on Monday. The Engan took 10 bags of Betelnut from the Hela man to sell and make back his money. However, a group of men from Tari were unhappy with that and took it upon themselves to start a fight. They proceeded to involve the innocent public by destroying property and harassing others at the market. Police intervened and stopped the fight. The Department of Agriculture and Livestock announced today that all frozen chicken that are imported into the country is banned. The government announced this last week from the advice from Nakia. All frozen chicken that are imported in the country are banned, was the announcement made today by the Department of Agriculture and Livestock. Minister for Agriculture Ayer Tambua stated that the government announced this last week from the advice from Nakia.
We have now banned all importation of frozen chicken into the country, starting from this next end of the month. Any orders that has already been placed will be allowed in. After that, there will be no new orders of import of frozen chicken. Basically, why we have banned the importation of chicken is because of the disease, as you know, the new affluenza disease, or avian affluenza, that has affected a lot of Asian countries, and then there is also some outbreak in Australia.
Minister stated that they are concerned about the poultry industry in PNG, which has only two major players, Zeneg and New Guinea table birds.
The government is concerned that if that disease comes into the country, it will really kill the industry. Our poultry industry in the country is it's worth almost $1 billion kina industry. Other countries, they can survive when they have bad flus like that. They can go in and the government can come in and assist them. But the other issue, we are stopping this importation of chicken is because we don't believe in the quality of the chicken that are coming into the country. For us, it's really hard. We don't have the capacity to really assist our farmers. We don't have the capacity to revive our sector.
He stated that the decision made will have side effects like a price hike to happen after 3 to 4 months. Secondly, is a shortfall of supply of chicken in the country, but they will make up for it. He stated that moving forward, the two major players will have an increase of workers, expecting 2,000 people into employment. The ban will allow a cancellation of 200 million kina worth of imported chicken from outside and used in the country. Through this ban, local farmers will benefit more due to an increase in demand. The ban of imported chicken does not include mechanically deboned chicken, which are used for products like biscuits. Minister for Health Dr. Lino Tom has confirmed that the number of health workforce workers to patients is a challenge. Dr. Tom shared this in Parliament today when responding to Morobe Governor Luther Wenge on the possibility of bringing in doctors from overseas to support this manpower shortage.
Morobe Governor Luther Wenge today asked the Minister for Health, Dr. Lino Tom, about bringing in overseas doctors to support the health workforce in the country. Currently, the ratio of doctors to patients is uneven. Dr. Tom said there are only 602, which is not enough. According to the World Health Organization standards, the ratio is 1 doctor to 1,000 people. In PNG, one doctor is serving at least 17,000 patients. This is alarming.
We have a population that's growing out of order, and yet we have a constant number of doctors being produced every year. Now, to make matters worse, we had about 50 doctors who stood for elections in the last election. To bring them on board on short-term contracts is actually taking a bit of time. Now we plug in this big problem where there's about one doctor to 17,000 people. So that problem is not only peculiar to the Morobe province, it's actually a problem that's affecting all of the country.
Dr. Tom also said the country's medical school is producing a constant number of doctors, but not exceeding 60 every year. He says the government can look at short-term measures, including looking within the region for competent doctors well suited to our systems. While this can be achieved, funding is the biggest challenge.
The government is looking at some short-term measures, also is looking at some long-term measures, and one such long-term measure is to increase our capacity so that we can produce the number of doctors that we need in the country. So wisely the government has actually given the direction to our university to actually allow medical school to become a university of its own so that it can, with that increased capacity, so that we can also increase the number of doctors.
Minister Tom also mentioned that only 5,500 nurses are currently serving in the country. It is also a challenge for the sector. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
TVWAN News continues after this break. Stay tuned.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
OpenNet. He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Lager. Bungum Yumi. Cheers to 70 years.
Save time and money and pay your TV bills with a breeze. Call us today on toll-free number 1515 to set up your monthly postpaid TV subscription. And if you do, you can watch Digicel TV on your mobile for free. No data costs and no additional subscription. Don't miss out. Call us today for your residential postpaid TV package today. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 kilo weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club. Only with Digicel.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's world. We at Trend Media have the expertise and unrivaled multimedia platforms to take your messages to the next level. Our TVWAN platform gets the most audiences from Filipino dramas, popular sports telecasts, and up-to-date live news. Advertise on Digicel TV and TVWAN to bring your messages to the center stage. For more information, contact Trend Media today.
Welcome back. Kiriwina Goodenough MP and Deputy Opposition Leader Douglas Tomuriesa questioned the government on the rising cost of basic goods in the country on the floor of Parliament today. He said it is pushing people into illegal activities just to survive in the city and towns.
Member for Kirivina Goodenough and Deputy Leader of Opposition Douglas Tomuriasa has asked the government to clarify the household assistance of 610 million kina budgeted to help the people. He said people are still struggling to pay for the high cost of living in urban towns and cities. Mr. Tomuriasa said the cost of basic goods like oxen palm and rice continue to increase.
Because a lot of struggling families are looking forward going to the shops and buying oxen palm at a reduced price. Sugar, rice for that matter, even chicken for that matter. I have a receipt right before me, Mr. Speaker. And no one on this floor will tell me that what I'm saying is rubbish. Because a receipt in my hand shows that a packet of chicken with only 4 pieces inside will cost a family 37 kina for a packet of kukai. Oxen palm has gone through the ceilings. Rice has gone through the ceilings. When can our government effect the home relief package?
In response, the Prime Minister confirmed that the government has budgeted the funds to help the people. He said Treasurer Ian Lingstaki to give a detailed report soon.
I'll get the Treasurer to make a full response to this question, to inform all of us again on the measures we put in place, integrating last year's help and this year's help, so that our people are fully informed as to what exactly is expected of these help measures we put in place to ensure their burdens are lightened. But just like giving barely see, you know, people talk to us all.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Former Prime Minister and MP for Yalibu Pangia Peter O'Neill has clarified that a district development authority is a service delivery mechanism. It does not play the role of local level governments and provincial governments. O'Neill said this in last week's parliament sitting after Enga Governor Peter Ipatas said the government was prioritizing DDAs and not provincial governments.
Yalibu Pangia MP Peter O'Neill has called on the government to review the structure of district development authorities and local level governments. O'Neill says provincial governments must be prioritized because they represent the people of a province. He also clarified that a DDA must not take over the role of the local level government and provincial governments.
There is a concern. The organic law and, of course, the Constitution says that elected members in any assembly must be elected to one house only. Whether it's a National Assembly of National Parliament or Provincial Assembly or local level government council. That law is very clear. But we continue to breach that. Now we have governors and members of parliament and, of course, presidents of LLGs who are members of the provincial government.
The former Prime Minister added that a DDA is a good concept, but leaders must work together. There must be an accountability of funds and service must reach the people.
We are only supposed to be members of one legislature. And that is that if we are elected to this parliament, we are supposed to be members of parliament only, not all in 2 positions. So the issue is about total reform. Whether this house has got the ability to make those tough decisions, where the governors are prepared to go back to the provinces and run the provinces, where the members of parliament are prepared to be just members of this house only.
O'Neill also adds parliamentary representatives to serve the interest of their people.
Let's review this. Now, governors don't have to come into this honorable house and they have a province to run. But give them the money to go and run this province. They're here because some of them, because they are not getting the funding, so they have to go and follow the Prime Minister around and ministers around, so make sure that the funding continues to come to the provinces. Mr. Speaker, let us remind ourselves that we are legislators. We are not elected to follow checks around in Wagani Swamp. We are legislators. We have to provide the vision and the plans for our country to be developed through legislature.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Women's Microbank, also known as Mama Bank, is rolling out of the solar-powered Dinau product. They began on Monday with a product workshop to the team in East and West Sepik. Chief Executive Officer for Mama Bank Gunanidi Das, Sun King Country Partnership Manager Andrew Tegete, and NGF rep in WIWEC officiated at the workshop. Mama Bank acknowledged Sun King and NGF in becoming a part of the rollout in Sepik as the workshop came to a completion. The solar-powered Dinau product will provide easy access to financial rural people who need electricity. It was launched on Thursday, the 12th of January 2023. The roadshow began today in WIWEC town. It is regarded as the food of the gods and is a national grown crop in our rural areas. At the presentation of the check to commodities to launch the price and freight subsidy program, Minister for Agriculture Aye Tambua said cocoa is a national crop and almost covers the whole country. He said the main government focus now is new growth areas, and that's the islands, southern region, and of course Western Province, which they will be visiting this year. Cocoa Board of PNG Acting Chief Executive Officer Anthony Vigil said their main focus is now on new growth for cocoa. Vigil said that PNG is dealing with a generation of lazy people, where people are not going back to their farms. He said the government did a sensible thing in recognizing and putting more money into agriculture.
Our cocoa goes to the sold on the general market, like a conventional market. We're all, and that's where we want to take or give back to the farmer by establishing niche markets. And that's the main focus now of the board going forward this year. And with our good minister and vice minister, with their support, the board is confident that we can put more money in the pockets of the farmers. We're expecting to generate over 600 million by 2026. So that's almost 70 to 80,000 tons. We want to reach every cocoa growing. Now it's estimated that 100 million trees standing on the ground. We want to rehabilitate 1 million this year.
You're watching TVWAN News. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Lager. Bongum Yumi. Cheers to 70 years.
St. John Ambulance, how can we help you?
Calls like these are a part of our day-to-day routine at St. John Ambulance.
Off base, this is Alpha 130. We cannot locate the patient or the house.
Our crew is unable to locate you. Ma'am, I would like to send you a text which has a link that can help us find you.
Introducing the GoodSim application. When you click on the link, you give us permission to log into your location and get to you in time.
Confirmed off space. Alpha 130 has arrived on scene.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's world. We at Trend Media have the expertise in unrivaled multimedia platforms to take your messages to the next level. Our TVWAN platform gets the most audiences from Filipino dramas, popular sports telecasts, and up-to-date live news. Advertise on Digicel TV and TVWAN to bring your messages to the center stage. For more information, contact Trend Media today.
Unlock infinite possibilities with a back-to-school scholarship from Digicel. That's right, you could win one of 5 scholarships valued at 3,500 kina. Simply top up 5 kina or more or buy a 4G LTE smartphone for your chance to win. So hurry, visit your Digicel store today and top up 5 kina or more or buy a smartphone to win one of 5 3,500 kina back-to-school scholarships to secure your future. Only with Digicel, better together.
Save time and money and pay your TV bills with a breeze. Call us today on toll-free number 1515 to set up your monthly postpaid TV subscription. And if you do, you can watch Digicel TV on your mobile for free. No data costs and no additional subscription. Don't miss out. Call us today for your residential postpaid TV package today. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Welcome back. A significant milestone for the International Transport Workers Federation Asia Pacific Charter in PNG, when the National Airline Employees Association of PNG as well as Energy Worker Union gathered to signify connectivity. A training will take place from the 16th to the 20th of January from the ITF-AP representatives from Sydney, Australia and Thailand to bring together affiliates and unions in PNG to provide trade union education, encourage unionism and solidarity in pursuing transport works agendas. To signify connectivity in PNG, International Transport Workers Federation Asia Pacific Charter in PNG gathered to solidify connectivity with affiliates and unions in PNG. General Secretary for NIEA and Acting Chairman for ITF-AP PNGC, Noel Saray, welcomed representative for International Transport Workers Federation Asia Pacific, Scott McDine from Sydney, Australia, and Oksana from Thailand, who will conduct training from the 16th to the 20th of January.
We're gathered here to signify our connectivity with the International Transport Workers Federation. The issue of women participation in the transport sector, the issue of young transport workers, social and economic justice, and the sector's contribution towards policy formulation in compelling better living for all citizens.
Saray is certain that their training will broaden understanding on workings of the greater ITF. The enrichment will be focused on providing training union education, encourage unionism and solidarity in pursuing transport works agendas, promote equal participation for women employees, and encourage youth participation to minimize the escalating social issues affecting development and healthy living.
It is a privilege and an honour for the ITF to be able to support unions and support the workers within those unions to have a decency of conditions and a sense of security in the employment that they have. The ITF is here this week to meet so we can work better collectively to help deliver for ordinary working people.
Representatives from National Airline Employee Association, Energy Workers Union and etc. were present for the launch of the training.
We look forward to what we can get from the number of sessions of training that will be taking place, and we look forward to how we can work as a team.
In sports, Mosby South's biggest and longest-running off-season rugby league tournament, the JT9s, is on again. The yearly event, which usually runs between February and March, will again feature the 16 Mosby South's RFL affiliate clubs, while invitational teams are again welcome. Dates will be confirmed in due course. Mosby South's RFL chairman and tournament director Bagelo Solian is excited to advise that teams from Gulf, Central and Morobe have indicated their participation in this year's JT9's tournament. Dates have yet to be announced. The yearly event, which usually runs between February and March, will again feature the 16 MS RFL affiliate clubs with invitational teams welcome to participate. Team Widex will be out to defend their title, and Big Sitala Rastaman will, as usual, step up to the challenge. Meanwhile, newly established Kikori RFL have indicated they will be attending, while Central Province's razzle-dazzle Buria Reds from Lealea are set to make an impression. A couple of teams from Leh have also indicated their interest to participate. Solian said the 16 affiliate clubs will be put to the test to raise their standards.